My name's Susan Day. I'm the Chief Exec at Connect Training, and I'm really excited recently to be awarded through Business Award the Best Diversity Training Award for 2024.
Could you provide an overview of your career journey that ultimately led to you becoming the Chief Executive Officer of Connect Training, along with a brief description of the history of the business?
Yeah, absolutely. So we have a sister company called Connect Design, where we provide accessible print. So that would be Braille, large print, accessible digital files. And we were continually being asked by international governments to run training for their education organisations within the company, within the country, for special educational needs. So we started to look for something where we could actually do that remotely, and we didn't actually have to be in Africa or just at different places around the world. So at that point, we then developed this digital role play where we could actually promote immersive learning, and it would mean that teachers could actually practice using various techniques to do with children who have got special needs and different ways in which to approach getting the best outcomes in the classroom, and hence so we brought this on board. I found that it worked really well. We then from there that kind of developed because we suddenly realised actually we were doing this in the education field, and being an ex-teacher, that was kind of my niche, but we're doing it in the education field. But actually, we could push this across different sectors. So we could work within hospitality, leadership training, and be using the same principles and the same avatar classrooms in order to actually develop skills within people within other sectors. We also found that it was very much stepping up traditional e-learning, which meant that companies were kind of looking for something a bit different, especially after the pandemic, and it was quite disruptive, so it was different, and it definitely gives a wow factor.
What challenges have you overcome as Chief Executive Officer of Connect Training, and what advice would you give to someone who's maybe looking to enter the business training and education industry?
I think that COVID was difficult, and COVID was difficult for us, as for many organisations. I think we found that learning and development teams were very much put on hold within large organisations. There was limited budget because people were just kind of desperately trying to keep their money, do you know what I mean, and not spend on anything which wasn't absolutely necessary. But I do think that it's benefited us massively now in the fact that what was once a little bit, I suppose, not odd, but people are particularly comfortable with video conferencing and using online platforms. During the pandemic, people became very much more confident and used to using those systems, which obviously has meant that they're much more open to talking to us, do you know what I mean, and to thinking about how that can be used effectively in reducing travel and training, but without people spending a day either side of an event travelling, you know, that it can actually be done online. And thinking of different ways to do it. And I think for us as well, the fact that e-learning is great, but it can be quite boring at times, and that actually by having something which is quite different and is disruptive technology, and actually makes the learning that they've done very real, it means that people come on board with us because they see the value of that. So it's been advantageous in the long run, just quite a difficult path.
What would you attribute as the main reason for your business's success, would you say?
I think hard work, as ever, of the teams. Do you know what I mean? We have fabulous teams at Connect who are very much behind what we're trying to do and the vision of the company. We have been very lucky, and in fact that we've had some breakthrough opportunities. So working with some large organisations where we've been very successful, and they've come back, and this has helped us to grow and to produce case studies, and do you know what I mean, to then help us to then talk to other people of similar sizes. We tend to find that we are most successful with large organisations because they can see the value and actually what they're saving. Do you know what I mean? That we very much cost save. And they also want to be at the forefront of L&D, and that's very much where we are.
Since winning that award, how has that affected your business, would you say, both internally and externally?
I think internally, it's given a big push to the team. It was a really big feather in our cap to win such an award as this. I think it's great when you get the recognition. Do you know what I mean? And that you can start to you're seen within the industry as a leader, which really helps. I think that externally, we have started to see more inquiries coming through, and that I suppose we're getting seen by more people, and that it's giving us, I suppose, the backup that what we're saying is actually valid, and that this is really a new and exciting way of learning, because it's immersive, it's real time, and especially within diversity, equity, and inclusion, it's really helping to people to have really difficult conversations at times with their teams, where they can practice those and be coached through those before they actually have them for real.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's one of those kind of crucial training scenarios that you should learn, as like you're saying, when you're working especially with big companies. It's something you have to make sure, because obviously you have a big company, you're going to get a lot of different people, different cultures, different creeds, different everything. So it is always important to make sure they're learning these kind of crucial skills, to be honest with you, and making sure that you can have those conversations that can be a bit awkward sometimes, or can be something you don't want to discuss, or can be a hard discussion. But it's great that you guys are offering that kind of training to make sure that, again, at the end of the day, it offers an inclusive environment, which is what at the end of the day a lot of us want in a business, which is great to hear.
And it increases it a bit, but it also increases retention of your teams, so managers feel that they're supported, and also employees, if they're able to have these conversations when problems do arise. And I think in any organisation there are times when teams do need to have conversations about difficult things, and the people who are actually managing those teams need to help that, and need to manage through that, through those conversations, and that it's quite difficult sometimes. Do you know what I mean? Especially as a new manager, knowing what not to say as well as what to say.
As an award winner, would you recommend Business Awards UK to other businesses?
Yeah, absolutely. We've certainly seen the benefits of it. I think the application process allowed us to speak about what we did, and which allowed us to tell you, do you know what I mean, kind of where the highlights have been. I think it was well guided as well, the process, and also really good timelines and keeping us up to date as well. There was lots of really good comms from yourselves, do you know what I mean, around what, do you know what I mean, when we were going to hear things, and do you know what I mean, where we were at in the process. So yeah, absolutely, I'd recommend it to somebody else.
What is the next big step for yourself, would you say, and Connect Training?
So our next step is we're developing a number of courses which will actually fit around the digital classroom, so that people can actually do some of the hands-on learning as well as before they actually go into the digital classroom to actually put it in practice. We're getting asked more and more for that kind of padded learning, so that it kind of fits both sides, and it's more off the shelf. So that's our big push at the moment, is to work with our experts, do you know what I mean, to actually get these courses written and to get them out. We are also developing various other scenarios and looking across different sectors, with the immersive learning role play platform as well. So really exciting time for us, and really kind of our next step. We've really flown in the last 18 months, so we're kind of now, do you know what I mean, looking at how we can expand, how we can grow, how we can scale. So really exciting time for Connect Training.
It does indeed. It sounds like it's going to be a very exciting time this year. Sounds like it's going to be a bit of hard work, but something that I think you guys are ready for.
As ever.
As always. And it sounds like it's going to be really interesting though, and you guys are going to be able to offer so much more. But that's it. And thank you so much for joining us today, Susan. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you, Trem.
If people want to find yourself or they want to find Connect Training, where's the best places they can find you?
So we are on LinkedIn under Susan Day or under Connect Training. We have got the website, which is www.connecttotraining.co.uk. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Just search for us. We're there.
all the usuals. That's brilliant too. We'll make sure to link those in the description below. And again, thank you so much for joining us today, Susan. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you. Thanks, Trem.